Good morning everybody and welcome to today's golf drills for the garden. This week I'm going to be doing a few things talking about different sloping lies, uphill, downhill and some side hill lies. But I've got one day where I'd just like to answer a question from West Hill member Gareth Davies, who asked me to give a little bit more information about what I talked about in the downswing about pulling down the left hand and left arm, and what I called pulling the loo chain. Now this is a really crucial area of unwinding into the downswing, because as I've already said, the reason that most people play golf right-handed is because when they get to the top of the backswing, when the right side has folded away, that's our instinctive way of creating power ready for it to explode out. But if we allow that to happen, it then causes all sorts of problems with casting and loss of power early in the downswing. So although it's our instinct to create that powerful position, the trained part of the golf swing is then really learning to store up that power on the way down. And first thing we said that's critical to help store the power up and to stop the right shoulder and arm coming in is to use the legs. Well, if we start unwinding from the legs, we're fully coiled in our backswing here, and as soon as we start unwinding the legs and hips as they turn unwind the chest. Well, if they unwind the chest, you can see that that has to bring the right shoulder forward in a natural unwinding action. Well, if we don't get those arms swinging down as the legs unwinds the body, you can see that that takes the hands and arms out away from us, and that's even with good leg action. So what that means is that we've got to learn to synchronise the swinging down of our arms with the unwinding from our legs. So the arms have to work to come down. So that's why we've talked a lot about how correct grip pressure points in the left hand help us to make sure that we're firm in the back three fingers of the left hand, because then we've actually got a grip pressure point with which to pull down. If it's loose, we're busy gathering it back into our hands and our legs have already started that unwind. So if we're going to stop our arms and hands moving out and away from us as we unwind from the legs, we've got to get this feeling of pulling down from the back three fingers of the left hand. And if I don't unwind from my legs, it's very easy to get the hands down here, look, closer to the body. And now you can see that from this position, the club would release from inside to down the line. Whereas if we've let the hands move away because the arms aren't swinging down, that creates that position where you can see it, that it's going to be swinging out to in and across and give us a slice type shot. So the faster we unwind our legs, the more efficiently we've got to pull our hands down. The faster the legs go, the faster and harder those arms have got to swing down. So a great position to practice is to get to a position where when you're halfway down here, the club's parallel to the ground. Yes, it hasn't gone outside of the target line to be pointing this way, but also it's still underneath your chin. If it's outside of your chin out here, the good chance is that there's not been enough arm pulling down as the legs unwind. So you're going to really start to feel how hard you have to pull that loo chain the faster you unwind from your legs to get that hand under your chin, and then it will unleash down the target line. So this way, look, the harder the legs go, the more that's got to pull down. Now we've talked about lots of other things about how the right arm's got to be relaxed in the right places to allow that to happen, and you can refer back to golf drills number 16, how to prevent casting, but this was just a simple clarification for where this has got to go. You've got to get those arms working down into that position, and then you can unwind really powerfully from the legs, knowing that your arms are in perfect sync with it to deliver a powerful strike into the ball. So have a go at that, have a tinker, have some fun, and I'll see you tomorrow and we'll start talking about some downhill lies.